Welcome back to D&D Beyond. I am very excited to be joined today by our own Mellie Doucette. Hi, how you doing?
Hi, I'm doing very well. It's very warm here, but I'm just so happy to be here with you, Amy, because I love hanging out with you. This is gonna be so fun.
For the people who've suggested that sometimes these streams are just fun ways to hang out and talk about D&D, you are dead on.
Yep.
But that's a peek behind the curtain. I'm very excited because our project today, and that I think we are the two most excited people to be taking on this challenge. We are going to build a character live on stream and try to do it in 30 minutes, which I realize it's possible to build it faster than that, and it's possible to build it much slower than that. We're going to try to hit that sweet spot, build a character in 30 minutes live on stream, but not just ourselves, with an invisible third panelist who is you, the chat. So please get your best ideas ready, get your worst ideas ready, get your votes ready, because we are going to build a character in the next 30 minutes live with you here on stream, and I am very excited. Mellie, what are your hopes and fears for this process?
My fear is that I'm proven wrong about us being able to take care of everything, but I feel very confident that, like, together we can definitely do it. You say it's possible to create a character in 30 minutes. I'll believe it when I see it. For me personally, I go in deep, and I know you do too, so it's gonna be a fun challenge.
It's like a benevolent lie where, like, I don't want to intimidate new people. If you really need to make a character, there's fantastic pre-mades out there. You can get some from Wizards. You can hit quick build and just put in the basic things you need. It is possible. But once you get a taste for building characters, will you want to ever do it that quickly? I don't know.
Yes. It's something where it's just like, oh, I could be doing so many things with my day. Oh, I have to do these, like, cleaning things. I should go take a walk or something. I'm like, but I've got a half hour. I got 45 minutes. I got some time. I'm gonna build another character because why not?
I like lots of random tables is a great way to get quickly through that process. Oh, chat calling me out that you can't trust me. Benevolent lies about character creation. You know me too well. Stop it. Mirari's starting us off with the real questions, though. What is this character's favorite dinosaur? I feel it's too early to be able to determine.
Yeah, we don't know
yet.
Keep
it in mind?
That's gonna be like the last question we gotta ask. Like, okay, we've got all this stuff planned out, but really, what matters? So let's mark that one down for later.
That's the secrets. It'll go in the notes, which that's the secret. That's what the notes are for. Don't tell the developers that we are revealing their purposes. All right, so we got to start somewhere. Mellie, do you have you're gonna run the build today, right?
I am. I'm driving. I'm in the driver's seat. Let's get going. Got it up here. Got our new character. We don't know anything about them yet, so we can't really pick a name because we gotta know a little bit about them, if you ask me. So where do you think we should start, Amy?
Yeah, let's skip forward. And if it's okay with you, let's pick a class first. Let's just skip forward out of order. And this is the first place where we definitely are going to need y'all's help. I have semi-arbitrarily divided the classes up into 3 groups. We have spells, bard, cleric, druid, sorcerer, and wizard. We have biff, bam, pow, which is barbarian, fighter, monk, or rogue. And we have both. Both is good. Artificer, paladin, ranger, and warlock. And yes, I'm aware that there are other ways to do both is good. But so if you have a vote between spells, biff, bam, pow, and both is good, the poll is going right now in chat. Thank you, mods, who are amazing. Cast your votes to see who we're making today.
Amy, is there any class that you haven't played before?
Ooh, I don't want to influence the vote, but there are a couple that I have yet to either make, like, more than a one-shot or make at all. Like, I've never made an artificer. I'm excited about them, but the whole idea of having a new class. I also Chat knows I used to play World of Warcraft, so tinkering gnomes just have a good place in my heart, and I love that like it's that, but as a class.
Yes. They are absolutely, that is my go-to as well. I have a Tinker Gnome that I play in a campaign. We're like level 14 now. And it is the best. Like, Artificer's so good. I love it. I just get to do all the ridiculous things.
Is there one that you have never gotten to make?
Let's see. I have not personally done a monk or a barbarian. I have DM'd for a lot of monks and barbarians, but I've never actually done one myself.
Barbarian is fun.
That's a lie. I do have a monk. I just forgot about them. So barbarian's really the only one that I have yet to play.
Oh, Mellie's
I'm
forgotten.
sorry for lying.
Oh.
Benevolent lies. Continue.
Do not insight check us, chat. It is against the rules. D&D Seiko says, always the barbarian, never the caster. I mean, you have a right to stay barbarian if you want, but casters are fun.
Yeah.
It looks like final votes are coming in. Final votes are coming in.
It's looking close between spells and both is good, but both is good is running away. And what are the classes for both is good again? Artificer, Paladin, Ranger, Warlock?
And Warlock. Yep. So now it's time to drill down. We're going to be an Artificer, a Paladin, a Ranger, or a Warlock today. Okay. If we could get a poll running on that one, that would be... Oh my gosh, Falcon Grim says, need a Tinker Gnome with a giant space hamster familiar.
Yes. While they're voting on that, let's see. Should we be turning on some other content here? So when we go to our homepage, we can see the sources that we can turn on. So right now these are all off, but maybe we want to use, content from Wildmount. We might want to use Magic the Gathering, Eberron content. What do you think?
I am open to those suggestions. Let's hit all three of those. CR, Magic, and Eberron. We don't have to pick any of these options. But like we have the sliders. I'm only not picking Rick and Morty because I've never been through that one, and I don't know what's in that.
Yeah, and I think that one, it's mostly just there's some magic items and some like monsters that would show up in the extras. There's no like straight up character options in that one. And then and also important to note here, because I do see this question asked sometimes where like if the slider is red, that means that it's on because that's DDB red. Some people think slider red means off, but that means on. So if you want to use stuff, make sure that it's red there. And do we want to use Tasha's optional features?
Ooh, I'm into it.
Yeah, me too. Boom, boom. Love it. So that's set up.
Are we playing with encumbrance?
Yeah, are we playing? Let's get our game really set up here. We can set encumbrance, we can set HP, ignoring coin weight. There's lots of things here. Also, for those people that are like, hey, I don't like my modifiers in the big box. I want the modifiers in the small box. You can change that here too. I'm not going to because I like modifiers in the top.
I love modifiers in the big box, but I love that that's an option. You know what I mean?
Yes. I love it too. Oh my gosh. We got people saying yes to Tasha's always use the optional features, so love that.
Oh, Akoma has a good question. What level are we building? We're going to build 6. I feel like it's a nice, flavorful, you get a little taste of who you're going to grow into by this point. But it's not, we won't be picking 22 spells.
Yes, like we get our really nice core features of that subclass. But, oh, look, we got our poll ended.
We gamed the system. I'm sorry, I corrupted. Or you just really like artificers. Hard to say. If you read that beautiful multi-class guide that Michael wrote on dndbeyond.com, by the way, you might be in a very artificer mood.
Yes, and I can tell you that was also very popular on socials, that article. Like, people are really into artificers right now. I think that that's correct also, because I mean, artificers. So here we go. We got our, boom, artificer.
All right.
What's next?
Now, I feel like we got to start talking about who this person is before we can go any deeper. We got to make some sub-selections for Artificer, and of course, we should probably figure out what race we are. So I would say, let's start, now that we've picked Artificer, before we drill in any further on that, let's go ahead and pick what kind of person we are. And I would say we're going to take about the first 4 suggestions we see in chat, go for which race or lineage we want
Yes.
to pick here. I like Greyfax says raising background before proficiencies. You can do it in either order as far as I'm concerned, but yeah, you want to take those all into account.
So we got Centaur is one.
Because
Warforged.
they saw us turn on that Eberron and magic content. I'm seeing Goblin and Aarakocra.
Yeah.
It's a weird set of 4, but
I like it. Centaur, Warforged, Goblin, Aarakocra.
All right. Just gonna jot that
Love
down.
it. Oh my gosh.
Let's see.
And well, while you do that, I'm going to talk a little bit about those options. So Centaur, I mean, I think everybody knows what Centaur is. You got a humanoid upper half of your body, and then you got a horse for the rest of you, which is really exciting. You're like part fae, so that affects how spells will affect you. But you're also, you got hooves. You got an equine build, so doing things like climbing a ladder might be a little different for you, which adds to some fun roleplay stuff.
Yeah, I haven't played a Centaur yet, but that's one of my favorite parts of the description is just being like, it's really going to be helpful sometimes, and other times not so much with the extra hooves.
Yep. So good. We had the Warforged, which is from Eberron. So these are constructs, which would be interesting playing an artificer that has been artificed itself. You get to, pick some options here. You got this constructed resiliency, you're immune to disease, you're immune to eat, sleep, breathe. You got this integrated protection, so you can have some pretty cool AC stuff going on. So some fun stuff with Warforged. Oh, and it looks like Warforged won.
It looks like. So obviously, Goblin's always fun, very fun to take out as a PC character, and Aarakocra, super fun. Watch your DM deal with your flying speed, but it's very cool.
Yes, oh my gosh. Also, just like goblins, I feel like make really good alchemists when you look at artificers. Like, for me, those two things are like just combined in my head. I think because there's just really good art in Ravnica where you see this goblin that's like doing all this alchemy stuff at this table, and it's like the most iconic art that I can think of a goblin in 5th edition. So, love it. But here we go. We got our Warforged character.
Yeah.
So that gives us a few things we got to pick here as well. We got some specialized design, ability score increase, and languages. And since we're using Tasha's, we can also modify that ability score increase, the proficiencies that we gain, and the origin language. So we have a few options here. What do you think, Amy?
I'm thinking that we should. I'm popping up. I can't see your screen that big, so I'm buying myself a moment to get my screen where I want it. I love very much. First of all, I just thematically, Artificer Warforged is going to be so much fun. I just want to know, like, did we start out by doing repairs to ourselves that slowly escalated into this like thing that we can do for others? Or is it something else where we like train an artificer from creation?
Ooh. Or were we actually something else before, and we were just slowly replacing parts of ourselves with machinery, and so we made ourselves into a Warforged?
We're kind of a Warforged reborn, but unofficially.
Yeah. I'm always in the Ravenloft frame of mind, sorry.
I kind of love that. Let's see. I got myself distracted instead of Fellow Grim says Warforged artificer who desires to create a child. It's sort of a Pinocchio vibe. Greyfax says others used to repair them, but over time they had to learn how to do it themselves.
Yeah.
I would say, like,
hey, if
maybe
your technology becomes obsolete, and now, like, there's nothing to replace your parts with.
I'd say let's use, Mellie, your idea that they started replacing, upgrading themselves to and ultimately became fully Warforged, but got sick of depending on other people for the repairs, and that led them down the artificer path for themselves.
Yeah, dig it.
All right. Let's see. All right, so what does that tell us for our choices?
Yes, so we've got our ability score increase first. So Warforged typically get Constitution +2 and then one other ability score +1. obviously with Tasha's, we can switch that and we can pick any that it will be +2 and any different one for +1. So we have really wide open options for that. Specialized design lets us choose any one skill and one tool of our choice. And then languages, obviously, hey, where did we grow up? Who taught us stuff? Or hey, what were we before we became a warforged? If we're going with this idea.
And Tim says Pinocchio or Data in the episode The Offspring. A lot of good precedent for sort of questions of humanity and reproduction with construct type things.
Love it.
All right.
We got a cup of squids is suggesting leave it as is. So take the normal bonus and choose intelligence for our second boost.
I dig it.
All right, boom. So we have our specialized design, so that's our skill and our tool. So we can pick any of them. So we got the whole list of options.
For our tools, let's go. What are we going to get with Artificer?
Ooh. Yes, let's go jump over to our class here. We can see what proficiencies we get over here. So we're going to get Thieves' tools and Tinker's tools and another tool set of our choice. And skills we're going to get Arcana, History, like a choice of a pretty solid number of things there.
Okay. I like the suggestion. Akoba likes Brewer's Kit. Do we want to dip into Brewer's Kit as our extra tool set that our Warforged comes with?
Yeah, why not? This could be something that, was from what we were doing before we fully turned over into a Warforged. So we're Brewer's Supplies. I dig it. And then we have a skill choice as well. I saw Polyphas was recommending Medicine as a choice, which I feel like feels like it would be pretty good with our idea of modifying your own body.
Yep. There's a sort of a transhumanism theme running through our particular Artificer Warforged. But
I'm also imagining this Brewer's Supplies thing too. Like, maybe we use it to, pump something through us. It's also part of like what we have in ourselves that powers us.
Yes. All sort of like series of tubes style construction for our particular Warforged.
And languages. We can pick a lot of different things here.
I think... Is Gnomish on that list?
Yeah, it is.
Let's say we trained with them for some of the artificing and tinkering.
I love it. Boom. All right, so we got our race completely figured out now. So we've got our Warforged, we've got a +2 Constitution, +1 Intelligence. All this other stuff, your age alignment, size, speed, Warforged get 30 feet, Constructed Resilience, Sentry's Rest. These are all things you just get as a Warforged. And then we picked our Medicine and Brewer Supplies for our design and Gnomish for our language. Are we hopping over to class or are we hopping over to our background, Amy?
Your choice on this one.
Ooh, I feel like we have some good direction going with our background already. So let's hop over to there and see what we're going to figure out for who we were. Because there's a lot of choices over here and there's always so many fun directions this can go.
I'm thinking one of the guild backgrounds could work well for us. Or I mean, like, Hermit comes with the discovery, right? And that discovery could have been like our sort of secret of life, how we fully converted ourselves into Warforged, just on a character level.
Or like,
but I can't remember what it gets us mechanically.
Why, too. Like, why did we start trading out parts of our body? Is it just something that's a part of this society, or was there a specific reason that pushed us towards it?
I like the idea of that being sort of an aspirational, like we love being a Warforged and this is the culmination of our destiny. You could go sort of either a like haunted route with it or the other way, but I like the idea of our Warforged being like this rules. That's why we're an artificer, right? We can do this for others we love.
I really love it. So one thing I would suggest, we have the faceless background, which is like your vigilante hero kind of idea. We have some people in the chat suggesting, alchemist. We've got, let's see. That's for the subclass, sorry. We've got fisherman, archaeologist, sage, sailor, faction agent.
there are a lot of suggestions that workplace accidents could have been related to the first replacements, which makes sense both for like brewers, tools, and some of the other things. Um, I'm
Yeah.
seeing marine and fishermen, a lot of ocean-based suggestions. Um,
That's really interesting.
okay, but if we were faceless, if we were a vigilante, how would that look on our Warforged?
Oh, I mean, maybe part of it is, we can switch out our face with like different pieces.
Yes! Swappable heads like an action figure.
Absolutely.
I mean, it just basically makes us seem like a different Warforged, but like, I kind of love that. So,
Yeah.
yeah, what do we get with faceless? Remind me.
Faceless. Let's pop this open here. So, being here, so this is our again, this is not hero. That would be more of the folk hero background. This is very much a vigilante, more of like a Batman sort of angle. So we got a skill proficiencies. We get deception and intimidation. And then we get disguise kit as a tool proficiency. And then we also get a language of our choice.
All right. How do we feel?
I do. Let's see. What do we got in the chat? How do people feel about that? Oh, there's another giveaway happening, so that's awesome. Some Mr. Potato Head references.
A lot of reference for, yeah, like one of those action figures where the heads flip out of the torso. I love that.
Yeah. I really like that.
A couple squids like Draconic for the bonus language. What would we like?
Oh, interesting.
I like to choose really random bonus languages and figure out later why they're relevant to my character. It's just fun where I'm like, how did you pick up Abyssal? How did that come up?
Yeah.
You know?
I also like the idea of it just like coming up and you only need to worry about how you learned it when it comes up in game. So like, oh cool, now I'm just gonna make up why I know this because we are in this position right now.
I love
You
it.
wanna go
I
with
love
that?
it.
So we take Draconic.
Sure. Yeah, let's do it.
All right. So we're faceless. We're kind of this vigilante thing. We've left our old life behind, taking on a new persona, becoming something more. We get some deception, some intimidation, disguise kit, and now over to our class. We still got some artificer skills and tools to pick.
All right, and I said 30 minutes on the clock, which was ambitious, but we're doing it.
Hey, we're getting pretty close though. We can do this. So we have 6 skills to pick from. We get to pick 2 of them.
All right.
And Arcana, history, investigation, nature, perception, sleight of hand.
I want to say now that we're sort of a vigilante type, I feel like investigation probably fits this character.
Yes, I love it. Makes me so happy.
And
I see people saying Arcana. I see lots of people saying Arcana in chat, and I also dig that because it ties into this idea of us turning ourselves into something that is magic and machine and body. Just brings all those things together, I think, in a cool way.
Very much. We had to educate ourselves into these skills to become an artificer, and
totally.
I did.
All right, and then we have a tool. We get to pick another tool set. We get lots of choices.
Every kind.
I know, it's my favorite thing about my artificer is just like, cool, I can just use anything. Let's see. Alchemy set says it's a honey badger. Calligrapher says a cup of squids. So Not Halfwing says horn. The artisan tools is what you get as an artificer. You can't pick an instrument for this. It has to be an artisan tool set.
Although if there's a tool set that's like carving into pieces of bone, like Scrimshaw, I don't know that it would be relevant, but that's where my brain went when I was like, what if horn was a toolkit?
Yeah, well, I mean, woodcarver's tools, I think, kind of gets you there.
DM Fiat. That's fair. That's fair. How about Smith's tools?
I like Smith's tools.
Let's a suggestion there. I like that.
Yes, Fame and Tuna coming in with that as well. So there we go. Boom. There we go. So this is our level 1, other than picking the spells, but artificers prepare their spells other than their cantrips, I guess. So we should pick some cantrips, and then we can prepare our spells when we're a higher level. But what do we start with for cantrips?
How about, let me pop my list in here. Mm. Mage hand, I feel like
I like Mage Hand.
would be kind of a must for sort of workshop dynamics. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Mm. Oh, several suggestions for
I'm a
mending.
huge fan of Thorn Whip and just
Ooh.
reflavoring it to whatever you want because I just love Thorn Whip in general. It's so good for strategy and like moving the battlefield around. And it's also just like you can flavor it into so many different things as an artificer. So, like, my artificer gnome has this grabby hand. It's like a thing that comes out of her backpack and literally just cartoon style just like grabs somebody and pulls them over. Somebody else has like an electric whip. So, there's lots of things you can do with that idea.
I love that very, very much. Can our Thorn Whip be sort of like one of our many sets of tools? Like just hitting you with a
Absolutely.
little
Why
hammer,
not?
that kind of thing? Mm?
Yeah. So we get 2 cantrips at the first level. So now we've got that. So we are now set for our first level here. Do we get anything at second level? We get infusions at second level. These are things we can make for ourselves or other people. So we can make an armor, we can get a better arcane focus, we can increase defense, get a weapon that's better, get a homunculus servant, get a repeating shot weapon, replicate a magic item. Like, what kind of artificer are we aiming towards?
Should we look forward to sort of our specialty and work backwards?
I love it. So let's jump to third level. Boom. Artificer specialist. Alchemist,
All right.
armorer, artillerist, and battlesmith.
I feel Fallen Grim says you've literally recreated Inspector Gadget. Look, you can't tell my subconscious what to do here. But yes, you're right, and that's very cool. We just need a penny
You're
and a
welcome.
puppy dog. I'm seeing
All right, well,
armor
I'm seeing
seems like the winner.
armor is coming out a lot. Yeah.
I very much dig that. Tools of the trade. Oh no, it's gonna give us Smith's tools.
That's okay, because if you've already picked one, you get to pick a different one.
Fair enough.
So it's just going to tell us that, hey, now we can pick a different set of tools. So when we had that before, we had people suggesting alchemists, calligraphers, jewelers. Any of those standing out to you?
I like jewelers. I think someone suggested that it could relate to energy sources, and I feel like that
I love
flavors
it
really
too.
nicely.
Yeah. So jewelers, tools, love it. And we get to pick an armor model. Do we want? I feel like, I mean, for a vigilante, are we a guardian type of a vigilante, or are we an infiltrator type of vigilante?
It could really go either way, but I feel like guardian might be.
We can change it on a rest, but it's. I feel like we need to have what is our main. What's our main way?
All right, chat, you get some votes on these. I see immediately one for guardian and one for infiltrator, so we'll see.
Yeah. Oh, more infiltrator coming in. Let's do it. Infiltrator. Done. This gives us the lightning launcher. We're faster, so we get powered steps, and we get advantage on dexterity stealth checks. So, and if we had armor that would like give us disadvantage on stealth, it cancels it out. So like we can get some like pretty good hefty armor without having disadvantage on stealth, which is kind of nice. So that's level 3. So we now know we're an armorer. So we have some different options we can pick for our infusions. Do we want to hop all the way up to level 6 and come back to this, or do we want to pick some right now?
Let's hop to level 6 because we are running out of time on my plan. 30 minutes.
Okay, what else? So, okay, ability score improvement. Do we want to just up our ability scores, or do we want to feat?
Let's go ability score improvement, because feats is a whole discussion that will definitely take us over our time limit.
We need some stats so we know what we need to increase. Are we rolling? We're just gonna roll these dice?
Chat, you vote. Roll or standard? Meanwhile,
roll. I see hardcover and Akuba and not halfwing, so we're gonna roll.
Let's do
it. There we go.
it.
I'm gonna roll these dice to see how bad I roll, because sometimes I roll really bad, you guys.
First score is 12. It's fine. Yep.
Yeah. Ooh.
16.
Okay. This isn't bad. I'm 11. Rolling actually pretty good. Like, this is fine. This is
nice.
Oh, look at all those 11s. Ooh, okay. This is a really good array.
Look at that.
All right. So chat, what is our highest stat?
Just for those who might not be familiar, I pulled up the quick build for Artificer. Suggests put your highest ability score in Intelligence, followed by Constitution or Dexterity.
All right,
Do I
and
still
chat
check
says
the quick build
intelligence as
no matter how
well.
many times I've done this? Yeah.
All right, so chat also says intelligence. So then our second one goes to Constitution. And then we're going to do Dexterity for our 12.
That sounds good to me.
All right, and then everything else doesn't matter because they're all 11s. Apply.
Ugh, I love
so there we
that.
go. And means our intelligence is an uneven number, so I feel like one of those ASI's got to make that a nice even 18.
An 18 and we're level 6? Oh, I feel like we cheated. I'm excited.
It's so good. And then we have another ASI point to put somewhere. So we can put it in Strength, Wisdom, or Charisma and have those give us a new bonus, or we can start building more into one of our other traits.
Yeah. Chat, first thing I saw was Pump Charisma.
I love it. Let's do it. I like this idea. We're slowly getting...
Our infiltration skills will probably not be hurt by putting some effort there. But I did like the suggestion that if we're Inspector Gadget, our wisdom should stay low.
I love a low wisdom, high intelligence character. That's kind of like my favorite angle to take, where you're like, I'm really smart, but I have like no like awareness of things. I'm pretty like gullible. I don't really like get sarcasm. Like it's just me as a person, so I dig it.
It's relatable.
Infusions we can still pick. We got spells still to pick. Like we got some choices we got to make. And quick, what do you want to go for?
Quick hits. Let's go ahead. Did we pick up any more cantrips by this point?
No, we just have 2.
Okay. Because I believe we didn't end up picking mending, and that's...
Yeah, people want us to pick mending. We could still switch. So we can switch out Thorn Whip for mending or Mage Hand for mending.
Switch out the Mage Hand. I like the
yeah, and I mean, hey, artificers can change their prepared spells on our rest, so we can also, hey, we're not ready to prepare our day yet. And we can get a couple of infusions maybe picked out.
Yeah, let's pick some of those.
Yeah, what do we got for options?
Would you read out some of the options, because I'm having trouble getting the text big enough for me?
Armor of Magical Strength, Boots of the Winding Past, Enhanced Arcane Focus, or Defense or Weapon, Homunculus Servant, Mind Sharpener, Radiant Weapon Repeating Shot, Replicate Magic Item, Repulsion Shield, Resistant Armor, Returning Weapon, and Spell Refueling Ring. Improved Defense coming up in the chat for improving our armor. We got a Replicate Magic Item for a Bag of Holding. Homunculus is being shot out.
I like the Homunculus Servant. I feel like it goes with our theme, especially if we're coordinating schemes and infiltrating different places. I feel like that's really going to help.
And it's another thing, maybe this was like before we were able to like work on ourselves, we worked on something separate from ourselves and created this little thing. This is our little servant. Also, I believe that they have a gem that like kind of is the source of it, which ties into our jeweler's tools. Yeah, and it looks like Enhanced Defense was asked for a few times, so if we pick that one, that'll just give us a +1 AC when we have the armor or shield that is tied to it.
Yeah, and
what else we got?
Suggestions for Mind Sharpener.
All right. What is the Mind Sharpener?
Which I dig. It's a suit of armor or robes that can send a jolt to the wearer to refocus the mind.
Yeah, when you fail a Constitution save, you can use your reaction to succeed instead. Oh, that's good. Love that. We got a lot of people wanting us to get a Bag of Holding. It keeps coming up, so all right, let's get a Bag of Holding. I love a good bag of, not Band of Loyalty, Bag of Holding. There we go. All right, level 6 options. We got 2 more to pick. What do y'all think in the chat? People want us to get Boots of Elven Kind or Winged Boots. Can we make Winged Boots at level 6, or is that a higher level? Can't make Winged Boots yet. Winged Boots, I think, are level 9. Boots of Elven Kind we can make, though. Gloves of Thievery.
Let's see. Oh yeah, Lucky Addis points out our servant will replace the Mage Hand, so we're all good there.
Yeah.
I like... If we can do Boots of Elven Kind, I dig it. Let's go for that.
Done. Boots of Elven Kind. Got it. And we got one more. I personally really like, my artificer has the repulsion shield, which I like it
Mhm.
so that it uses your reaction to like so you get a bonus to your armor class while you have it. So we can have armor that's +1 and a shield that's +1. And it's got charges that we can like use a reaction after we get hit to like push somebody farther away from us.
I love it.
Boom. We have
Love that so much.
infusions. Okay.
All right.
Hopping onto our character sheet. Oh my
Made a
gosh.
name.
We did it.
The last thing we need.
Yeah, we gotta
So
do some
excited.
customizations.
Yeah. Hmm?
Load him.
Y'all, I love our artificer so much.
We need a name. We didn't pick a name.
Yeah. Chat,
Chat,
we need
pick a name while
some
we design.
suggestions. We gotta pick some cool features. I believe I would love to choose one of the new subscriber backdrops that dropped this month because
Yeah.
I'm excited about them and they're very pretty.
They are very pretty. We got this nice player's handbook one. Let me actually push this to the side.
These buttons make me so happy.
So the player's handbook one. I really like the monster manual one. Make this go away while we look. I like the lightning in this one. Feels very fitting.
I like this one very much as well. I feel like the lightning for our artificer is gonna be a perfect match.
Right?
Oh, and
Yeah,
we've got some names coming in. Great
Ooh,
facts.
what
His
do we got?
name
What
is
do we got?
always the longest part of character creation.
So true.
Let's see. Recifitra. Artie Fisher.
Ooh.
Chadsworth for our chat created Warforged.
Stony Tark.
Rebuilding themselves. I get it. Let's see. Inspector Gajot. I do love it. It would depend on the tone of the game we're gonna play in.
Yep.
I kind of like Chadsworth.
I really like Chadsworth. There's something about it that just really makes me happy.
Chadsworth the Warforged.
Yeah, so I'll put that name in. I think we should turn Underdark mode on because it just feels like that would look. Oh, look at that.
Oh, it's so pretty.
Oh, it's so pretty.
It's very good.
I grabbed us the cogwheel frame as I was going through here from Eberron.
I love that.
But there's also an electric vortex, which could be really. Oh yeah.
Ooh, can't go wrong there. Oh, yeah. And that's pairing well with the color we have
what
right
color
now.
do we want?
Yeah. Let's go that purple. That nice. Let's see how that looks. Purple and electric blue.
Purple. I think there's some other purples here too. If we really want to see, we got this Dunamancy purple, which is this lighter one.
Monopressivity also points out we could go Pride, which is just basically always a good choice.
Okay. Yes. Let me switch back to this purple because you were right. That was the best choice. And then change the frame to Pride mode frame. This is free for everybody. Everybody has this and it's always available. Boom. Chadsworth are amazing. I gotta put this name in, but we did it. We made him. Look at
okay, slightly over my budget at 30 minutes, but honestly not that much. Chadsworth is wonderful.
There's intro in there. So like we got.
Thank you all so much for your help in building this character with us live on stream today. I get to now carry the memory that all of you were there with me, helping me when I built my first artificer. Obviously, but that's so cool. Calspiros says it's not done until you have a face, which is a great point that Mellie is handling right now.
That is a very good point. Yep. Amy, pick a number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different Warforged faces here.
All right, 5.
Boom. We have a face.
Yes!
Here's Chadsworth. Let's go back to the sheet now that we've got a name, we got a face. It's going to look so good on the sheet.
Oh, favorite dinosaur. That's our last thing. Who's Chadsworth's favorite dinosaur?
Oh, yeah. What is their favorite dinosaur? Oh, man. Well, and their favorite dinosaur, it's going to have a small version of it for their homunculus, right?
Yes. Yes. I want to say it's one of the flying ones.
I like
Although
it.
we have 2 votes for Triceratops, which is my favorite dinosaur.
We have also votes for the Dimetrodon, the Ankylosaurus, but yeah, Pterodactyl is that classic flying one. I'm imagining like the one from Land Before Time. It's like a really small, kind of like scraggly looking pterodactyl, like a lung one, because then you've got like this is one of the first things that we built, so maybe it doesn't look quite as like properly functioning, but it works very well because it just has that juice that we made, that brewer tool thing that we made there.
That is absolutely, I'm declaring it canon for Chadsworth. Chadsworth and Terry, their little pterodactyl homunculus, who I've just decided can sit on their shoulder, but helps them in its semi-formed way with all of their artificing. And that's, I believe, the final ingredient we needed for our live built character with chat. Thank you so much for hanging out with us today, y'all.
Amazing. Oh my gosh, I love Chad.
Chadsworth will live in our hearts and maybe get to play at a table someday, but we're so glad that you could join us to build. If you have more ideas for next time or more things like this you'd like to see, please let us know, because this was absolutely a blast and your suggestions were invaluable. And we will see you next time on D&D Beyond, but by the time that happens, we will have enjoyed so much fantastic D&D Live. There are a bunch of amazing games and exciting things they've hinted at for this weekend, so I know I'm going to be glued to it tomorrow and Saturday, and I hope y'all will as well, and we can all discuss, like, the last game on Saturday where they're just sort of throwing them all, that faster purple worm kill. I'm so excited and so scared to see how that one's going to go.
So fun.
So I hope everyone will tune in and check that stuff out, and we will see you next time on D&D Beyond.